guys, Robot1 here, coming at you with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we're going to be doing another Future of Yu-Gi-Oh episode, because Konami just keep on giving us more and more cards, more and more archetypes, and this segment is to talk about archetypes and potentially good cards coming out later in the game, and Konami have just given us more, so another Future of Yu-Gi-Oh episode. And in today's Future of Yu-Gi-Oh episode, we're going to be looking at more Dogmatika lore cards. It seems that Konami have made another archetype going into the Dogmatika lore, and this looks to be a new swordsman archetype, possibly somewhat connected to Fleur-de-Lis because of her new style and how she's obviously a swordsman and stuff. So really cool. And you even got like this little thing here saying Fleur-de-Lis' new form from Dawn of Majesty needs to be renamed, and you know, it kind of makes sense. Like swordsman makes a lot of sense. And these are the I think these are the Xiangjian. I believe the X is pronounced as a Z. So it's Xiangjian, and I don't know what these are going to do. I don't know how good these are going to be, but hopefully they're really good. So let's go ahead, get into them, and see what these cards are. So we're starting off with Mo Yi, the Xiangjian Swordsman Master. Level 4 Water Worm. Okay, so they're worms. Interesting. Effect monster, 1700 attack, 1800 defense. First effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can reveal one Xiangjian card or one worm monster in your hand. Special summon one Xiangjian token, worm tuner water, level 4, 0 attack, 0 defense, 0 defense. While that token is on the field, you cannot special summon monster from your X deck except synchro monsters. Okay, that's kind of interesting because, like, you don't really expect a free synchro summoning deck, and this is definitely not something I would have personally expected, seeing as obviously this is just normal summon, reveal worm, get a tuner token. And that's actually pretty good. And it's good that it has the restriction that says, well, while you control the token, you can only switch some of the synchro monsters from your X deck. Because if it didn't have that clause in it, this would be just instant needle fiber abuse, and I'm happy Konami did put that restriction on it. But I'm curious to see what this could do, because this could actually potentially use cards like Yangzings as well, to use stuff like Baxia and for other cards as well, just to get free recyclability and free to put stuff back into the deck. So that's actually kind of cool. Second effect though, if this card is sent to the graveyard as single material, you draw one card. Well, okay then, so you normal special it, you special a token, and then you synchro it, and then you get an instant draw. That's just that's a +1. That's a +1 synchro right there. That's pretty decent. Having a, like, legit. Okay, I'm just gonna summon it. I'm gonna get a free card out of this, and I'm gonna get a free synchro. Like, okay, sick. Free +1 right there. I'm not complaining. What's this then? Tai A, the Xiangjian Swordsmaster, level 4 Wind Worm effect monster. Okay, so they are all worms, and you can see that this one's kind of like a Dragonborn. Does this have any like dragon-esque things on it? Oh, it's got a tail. Yeah, it's got like a worm's tail. Okay, that's actually kind of cool then. So like they are like Dragonborns. Okay, like Dragonborns from D&D. So this is 1800 attack, 1500 defense. And its first effect is you can banish one Xiangjian and or one worm monster from your graveyard. Special summon one Xiangjian token, tune level 4. While that token's on the field, you can special summon monsters except synchro monsters from the X deck. Okay, so this is just slightly different, whereas this is you just normal summon reveal. This is you can just banish one Xiangjian card, so spell, trap, monster, synchro card, from your graveyard, or one worm monster to basically just get a free token and instantly have access into synchro materials. So that's actually pretty decent. So they have slightly different ways to summon their tokens, which is kind of good. Second effect though, if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can send one Xiangjian card or one worm monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, it's a free Foolish Burial for worms and Xiangjians. That's not bad at all. Like, that's actually pretty decent. Just get a free sending of a worm. Like, you can send a Yangzing to graveyard, you can send like any decent worm card in the game to the graveyard, and then you could just send a Xiangjian card to the graveyard, and if there's like spells or traps or monsters that banish themselves or get effects when sent to graveyard, that's actually pretty decent. Not bad at all. And we've got a level 6 now. Okay. What does this do though? Long Yuan, the Xiangjian Tactician. Okay, so he's not a sword master, because these two are sword masters. This one's the tactician, so he's the one doing all the planning. Level 6 Fire Wyrm effects monster, 1200 attack, 2300 defense. Okay. First effect, you can discard one other Xiangjian card or one Wyrm monster special on this card from your hand. Okay, so it's basically a free summon by discarding a Wyrm token or a Wyrm monster or another Xiangjian card. Like that's all right. That is okay. Then you can special summon one Xiangjian token, Wyrm Tuner effect, level 4. While that token is on the field, you cannot special summon monster. Okay, so it's the same thing as the others, but this one is essentially discard card, special summon, and then you special summon the token. Now, this kind of implies that there's going to be level 10 synchros for this deck, so that's actually kind of cool. I'm wondering what they're going to do, but we'll have to see. So what's its second effect though? If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can inflict 1200 points of damage to your opponent. I mean, burn damage is always nice, I'm not going to lie, and it's a once per turn effect, as it does say up here, so it's not like it can be entirely abused. Not bad at all. And we've got another level 6, I believe. Yep, another level 6, and this one doesn't look like a... This is a beast, and it even says beast. So, Xiangjian, the Xiangjian Auspicious Beast. Level 6 Earthworm effect monster, 2400 attack, 1800 defense. This has 3 effects, okay. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute 1 monster special summons card from your hand. Okay, so another free summoning high monster. Not bad. You contribute any monster as well to summon it, so it's not like it's going to be impossible to summon. But what makes it worth summoning? So, second effect, before damage calculation, if your Wyrm monster battles an opponent's monster, special summons this card, special summoned from the edge deck, you can destroy that opponent's monster and this card. Okay, so basically, you go ahead and attack with your synchro monster, you destroy your opponent's monster and this monster. So, just a way to get over big monsters, I guess. And third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can target one card on the field or either player's graveyard, banish it. The level 6's graveyard's effects aren't that great, I'll be honest. Like, the draw one for a free synchro or after free synchroing, or like just send any to the graveyard is going to be a lot better than just like burn 1200 or just banish a card in grave. But it's not the end of the world. It's not terrible, so I'm not judging it too much yet. We need to see what the other cards do first. Okay, though. So what's this? This is a level 8, so this is what you're going to be mainly summoning with the Master Swordsman. And what does this do? So this is Qi Zhao, the Xiangjian Grand Swordsmaster. Level 8, Light Wyrm Synchro Effect Monster. Attack 2000, defense 1000, and it takes 1 tuner / 1 plus non-tuner Wyrm monsters. You can only use one of this card's name's first or second effect per turn, and only once that turn. So you can't use both of its effects, so you can only get one. First effect, if this synchro summon, if this card is synchro summoned, you can add it to your hand or banish one Xiangjian card from your deck. Okay, so you can banish a card from your deck, or you can add a card from your deck to your hand. Interesting. I need to see what the other cards do before I can judge the banishing part of it, but that's not bad. Like, just getting a free add to hand is never a bad thing, so... also, this means if you get drolled, then you can still banish a card necessarily if it's a good card to banish, so that's pretty decent. Not bad at all there. Second effect... Quick effect, you can banish one Xiangjian card or one Wyrm monster from your hand or graveyard and target one other effect monster on the field. Negate effects until the end of this turn. Alright, not bad. Alright, we've taken a look at Qi Zhao. Let's go ahead and look at the next synchro monster, which is Chen Ying, the Xinjiang Grand Duke. Okay, so this guy's the Duke. So he's the big guy of them all? Interesting. He's got a beard as well, so... He is a very old dragon worm man. So what does he do though? So he is a level 10 water worm synchro effect monster. Okay, so he's water. I believe the only other water is this one. Yeah, so she's probably his disciple or something maybe? I don't know. Like because they're both water or they're related or something. I don't know. Some lore-based thing. And it takes 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. You can only use the third effect once per turn. So first effect gains 100 attack and defense for each banished card. Okay, makes sense why this has an effect to banish cards now. Interesting. And it's not just banish, it's like banish cards in general, so that's not bad. Like, if you have like 10 banished cards, it's going to gain an additional attack, or an additional 1,000 attack points. So that's just instantly just makes me think Gren Marju potentially can use this, and it's generic, so you could potentially just make this in Gren Marju or some other deck that plays Synchro Monsters, or deck that banishes lots of cards. So that's pretty decent. And monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each of your banished cards. For each banished card too. Wait, so this guy gains 100 attack for each banished card, and monsters your opponent controls loses 100 attack for each banished card. So what you're telling me is, this card says if I have, well, if there are 50 banished cards, I win? That's pretty good, but no. Like, if there's like 10 banished cards, your opponent's monster's losing a K, you're gaining a K. Like, that's a pretty decent effect in my opinion. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Second effect though, if this card would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish one card from your graveyard. This is a Thunder Dragon Titan that just banishes one card from the graveyard. That's insane. This is actually a really good synchro monster. Okay, I like this. Third effect, if a card becomes banished, you can banish one card from your opponent's field and graveyard. Wait. So they have made a generic Synchro 10 that says your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and you gain 100 attack for each banished card. If a card would be destroyed, or if this card would be destroyed, you banish a card, and if a card becomes banished, so if a card gets banished anywhere, if this would be potentially destroyed by an effect, you can literally just banish one card from your opponent's field and graveyard, non-targeting. So, like, what I'm seeing here is, oh, you summon tons of monsters. I'm going to activate TT. I'm going to banish your back row. I'm also going to banish a card from your graveyard that I just destroyed. I'm going to make your monsters lose more attack points. And I'm just going to be happy. Like, okay. Like, this is just a generically good synchro monster. Like, actually, that's actually really, really good. Like, there's nothing wrong with this card. I really like that. That's good. It's really good. Okay, well, I'm happy with this. This is just a very good generic synchro that I would play in a couple of decks, maybe not all decks, but there are a decent amount of decks that would probably play this card. But continuing on, so we've got the Xiangjian Dragon Sword appears. So this is like their arrival into the lore, and we've got I think that's Theo, and we've also got, oh, what's his name? This is the 1,000 attack dogmatika. This is the 1,800 attack dogmatika that can decrease opponents' attacks and also gain attacks. Like, I can't remember their names, but what does this do? So, first effect, it's a normal spell card. Add one Xiangjian monster from your deck to your hand, or if you control a synchro card, you can add one Wyrm monster instead. So, essentially, you can add any of your main deck monsters, but if you do happen to be playing other Wyrm monsters in the deck, and you control a synchro monster, then you just get a free search. And actually thinking about it, this is a search deck. This is just a generic search card for yangzings. Actually thinking about it, like, that's not bad. Like, this is generic Wyrm support on top of just being its own deck. Like, this is actually pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, like, having a generic Wyrm support archetype is pretty decent. Like, it's actually kind of nice. And having a search card for any Wyrm, also pretty nice. Second effect though, if this card is banished, you can target one Xiangjian or one Wyrm monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of this turn. Okay, so what this tells me is this is synchro level manipulation. Decent. Like that's actually generally decent, having an effect that just says, oh, I'm going to augment levels so we can go ahead and make other types of synchro monsters, because obviously this deck only has a 10 and also an 8, but because of this card alone, it means you can incorporate other synchro monsters into the deck that could be potentially level 11s, level 9s, level 10, level 7s. Like, you could potentially incorporate a lot of different synchro monsters into the deck just because of this one card. That's actually really, really good. So I like that. And his name's Aiden, actually, now that I remember. So that's actually something to remember. And we've got another card here. This looks like a field spell, but it's a normal spell. And this is the Xiangjian, the Grand Spiritual Peaks. Okay, so this is like the their ancestral land, I guess. Okay, interesting. First effect, target one Xiangjian monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can, if you control a synchro monster, you can target one Wyrm monster instead. Okay. So generic revival for the actual archetype itself, or worms in general if you control a synchro monster, not bad whatsoever. Having multiple monster reborns has been shown to be really good in synchro decks, such as like Adamantipator, so that's actually pretty decent. And its second effect is, if this card is banished, you can target one Xiangjian Jian or Wyrm monster you control, increase or decreases its level by 1 until the end of turn. Okay, so the spells seem to have that sort of effect, and that's why I'm guessing this card up here has the ability to just send the type cards to the graveyard. So you can just send any of the Xiangjian cards to the graveyard, such as the spells, and then the spells will allow you to banish them to go ahead and gain that effect to increase or decrease levels. That's actually pretty good and very helpful for the archetype, so that's a nice thing to see. And we've got a trap card now. Oh, Ecclesia's in there with Albus in his dragon form. And she's got her cool new hammer as well with the skull head. Okay, I'm liking it. And you got like the Grand... What was it? It was a Grand Commander? No, Grand Duke in the artwork as well with the beast there. I like this. I like this a lot. Like, it's Xiangjian research. So this is Ecclesia and Albus going to research them. Alright, this is a normal trap card. And you can target one face-up monster you control, banish up to 5 Xiangjian cards / Wyrm monsters from your graveyard, and if you do, that target gains 300 attack for each. So what I'm seeing here is, you banish 5, you target your lovely Grand Duke here, you increase it by 1500, you then increase this by another 500, and then you go ahead and get to decrease opponent's monsters by 500 due to the Duke's effect. The card isn't good, but I see why it's there. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie though. But second effect, if this card is banished, you can special summon one Wyrm Zheng token, 2 to water level 4s, such as so on and so on. And while this token is on the field, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra except synchro monsters. So the card has to be banished to be able to trigger this effect, and I'm assuming the way you're going to trigger this effect is going to be through your lovely Grand Sword Master right here, which just says you go ahead and banish it and then you summon a token, also allowing you to incorporate level 12 synchros into the deck. I don't know why, but this synchro deck can do so many different things through so many different levels, and I love that. I love that a lot. That's actually so cool. Okay, and we've got one more card here, which is the Xiangjian Sudden Shift, which has the new Despian monster coming through one of the holes to meet them. Okay, and I believe that is the Sword Master. This one up here? No, it's this one. It's the Tactician. So in that artwork, we have the Tactician meeting him. Interesting. And this is a normal trap card. And its first effect is you can target one Wyrm monster you control, and 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them. That's Yangzing support if I haven't seen any. Like, you destroy your Yangzing, you destroy your opponent's cards, you trigger your Yangzing. Yangzing support. Like, this whole deck just says, I'm going to be played with Yangzings, and I love it. I love it, guys. Honestly. And second effect is, if this card is banished, you can special summon one Xiangjian token, level 4. Okay, so you can also banish this to go ahead and get a token. So, honestly, that's pretty good, and I think I misread this because it's this card. These cards are, if this card is banished, you can target one Wyrm, and also if this card is banished. So I did actually misread them, thinking you could just banish them and then increase their levels. But honestly, you can still incorporate that and actually do really, really good things. But guys, reading all of these cards, looking at this archetype in general, and just thinking the potential this has with so many different synchro archetypes, Wyrm archetypes, and just in general itself, I honestly feel like this is a really, really cool synchro strategy. This is something that could definitely maybe pierce itself into the meta if you mix it with like Yangzings, or if you mix it with like other different kind of archetypes. And honestly, the Xiangjing are just really, Jian, sorry, are just really, really cool. Like, honestly, they're Wyrm swordsmen. Like, they're dragonborn swordsmen, and I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a really, really cool archetype that has a lot of lore based in it as well. You can just looking at all these cards, they all have their own kind of lore in them, especially the spell and trap cards that actually tell the story, such as this one where Theo and Aiden go ahead and meet the Xiangjian on their journey leaving the dogmatika church, and then you've also got like their sacred land here where they live, and you've got like Ecclesia with Albez going to meet the Duke, and then you even got like the new Despian monster meeting the Tactician, and it's just like, this is a really, really cool archetype. But guys, I would love to just hear your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. Do you think the new Xiangjian archetype is really good? Do you think it's going to be really good with other decks? Do you think it's going to see play with maybe yangzings or maybe other Wyrm decks or even other synchro decks? Because literally, right off the bat, like just having a monster in the deck that says normal summon, make a tuna token, and make a synchro play, and you're not locked into Wyrm synchro monsters or anything along those lines, that's really, really good, and I don't see any issues with it. And I can actually see this being played with the mystical dragon, the synchro dragon that says you banish you mill the top 5 cards of your deck and you add a light or dark there to your hand. So that's something that can be abused with that too, just off the top of my head. But guys, that's all I actually have to say for this video. Tell me what your thoughts are on this archetype in the comment section below. I think it's really, really cool. I think it's definitely got a lot of potential, and synchro decks are gonna have a very, very fun time with this archetype. But that's all I have to say, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I'd love to see your thoughts in the comment section below. Please go ahead and check out the links in the description as well, such as to my Patreon, to my Discord, to my Instagram, posting stuff on the Patreon to like give you guys something else, and also to help me, you know, be able to constantly make videos and keep going, because like I'm not always going to be able to do this for free. I'm not always going to have the time, but I'll keep doing it as long as I can. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll keep you guys updated with new cards and everything along those lines. I'll see you guys in the next one, and hopefully you did enjoy this new Xiangjian archetype. I'm definitely going to have to make a deck profile. I'm definitely going to have to start testing it. So I'll see you guys later. Robot1 signing out. Later all.